The next friend that we're going to bring up is actually, he's not only is he a brilliant speaker, he's got Space Commune as his YouTube channel, but he also designed the cover of the latest CPI book. We published our own edition of Socialism, Utopian, and Scientific by Frederick Engels, and it was actually the great Fox Green who designed it. And Fox is a great guy. He's great at exposing what a lot of people have already talked about the degrowth and all of that, and the World Economic Forum. So go ahead, give us some comments.
All right, thank you.
Man, Fox.
One exciting day. All right, well, do you ever look around and wonder how we ended up in such a polarized, stratified society? Do you ever wonder why people hate each other so much? Don't you think it's strange that we're told human beings are inherently tribal and have innate, irreconcilable differences? It's days like today that underline how fake that all is. It's days like today that make us realize that was a simulation created by the war machine.
Yeah.
The strategy of tyrants has always been divide and conquer. That strategy is still employed by them today. Ironically, war is what brings us together in opposition. Because despite all our differences, underneath it all, we're human beings who want to live.
Yeah.
That's right.
We recognize the sanctity of human life and that the ultimate goal is not only to preserve, but uplift human life. No one benefits from war. If there is one true bipartisan issue that brings us together, the left and the right, then being against the war is it. The reality is there is no left and right. The reality is it's us and them.
Damn
Yeah.
straight.
Yeah.
But who are they? Who is our enemy? It's simple. Our enemies are those who want to hold back humanity, those who want to shut down our nuclear energy plants, those who want to let our infrastructure crumble, those who tell us to get by with less and less in order to save the planet, those who want degrowth and depopulation. War is degrowth. Today we are rallying for an end to war in Ukraine. But even when the peace talks eventually happen and the last soldier returns home, the war will not be over. This war is taking place in multiple arenas, including right here at home. Right now, our own government, the one that is sending billions of our dollars to fund NATO's proxy war against Russia in Ukraine, is also waging war on us. Our war is economic and psychological. Not only are they keeping us underpaid, overworked, and underhoused, but they are pumping our brains full of propaganda and Marvel movie nonsense in order to prevent us from tapping into our rational psyches, the part of our mind that says, wait a minute, what are we doing? This makes no sense. The part of your mind that lets you reckon with the fact that our president, Joe Biden, blew up the Nord Stream pipeline.
He did.
An outright act of war and eco-sabotage. We are run by a government of people who are hell-bent on destroying humanity. But there is good news. We are on the verge of a new kind of world order, a dramatically different paradigm for humanity in an interconnected world. The vast majority of us want to move into this new paradigm of world peace, international cooperation, and development.
Yeah.
I used to think there was no hope because I couldn't see what was happening outside of the United States and the Western world. All I could see was the incompetence, greed, selfishness, and dog-eat-dog reality all around me. In the West, we are led to believe there is no alternative to this paradigm. It is easier to imagine an end to the world than an end to capitalism. It is a concept the late Mark Fisher wrote about in his book, Capitalist Realism. This is how the American left operates. It's pure nihilism. It is a statement meant to annihilate the mind and make you feel hopeless. This ethos needs to be rejected root and stem. We are not here to end things. We're here to progress into the future. Nuclear war means no future. And we are all here to actively resist that. The left wants us to believe that the ultimate struggle is between capitalism and communism. But the real struggle is actually between the future that is being born out of history all the way up to this present moment and those who want to abort it. We want a future, and so does the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's good.
Woo! We want to live. We want to live.
And so does its leadership outside of our Western bubble. We are now completely overrun and overruled by petulant adult children. And it's up to us, the people of this nation, to rise to the occasion. It's time to send those children in the White House back to their room. The adults are in charge now. It's time for the American people to come together with Russia and China to usher in a new era of multipolar peace, development, cooperation, and prosperity.
Thank you. That was great. That was tremendous.